And the headlines. Bus truck collision kills 2, injures many in Lagos. Police arrest Rivers governorship aspirant declared wanted by Governor Wike over cultism-related activities. Terrorists release photo of baby born in captivity after Kaduna-Abuja train attack. Russian missiles injured 10 people during UN chief's visit. Hello and welcome to Trust TV News Update. I'm Zainab Bala. Hello and welcome. 2 persons have been confirmed dead in a multiple accident involving 6 vehicles along Ikorodu Road in Lagos. It was gathered that the victims were returning from Missile 12, where they had gone to buy goods when the accident occurred around 2 a.m. on Friday. Daily Trust learns that 2 persons, a man and a woman, died on the spot, while one of the corpses was taken to a morgue by the Lagos State Environmental Health Monitoring Unit. The Lagos Territorial Head of the National Emergency Management Agency, Ibrahim Fariloye, who confirmed the accident, said the family members of the second victim came to the scene to carry her corpse. A very sad one there. Now, moving on, Chief of Defense Staff General Leo Irabo has urged security agencies to continue to review the various mechanisms devised to address security threat in the country. General Irabo spoke on Thursday as he paid a courtesy visit to the Nigeria Police Force headquarters in Abuja in a bid to boost interagency synergy between the military and police. Sagir Ibrahim has the details.
The Chief of Defense Staff, General Leo Irabo, in his remarks explained that the courtesy visit had become imperative to boost the interagency synergy between the Nigerian police force and the military, owing to the peculiar insecurity challenges currently faced by the nation.
We believe that a time has come for us to begin to look at new avenues to be able to improve on our efficiency, the level of our efficiency in handling these issues. That's the reason why I have come today.
He also called on the Nigeria Police Force to rise up to the occasion by adopting new methods of addressing security-related issues.
The IG, along with his team, have done incredibly well within limits, of course, of the issues and resources available in terms of manpower, and of course, in the light of the challenge and the space within which we are operating. Threats all over the world remain very dynamic. And in our space, Nigeria, there are transformations of these threats in various dimensions. And so what it requires is for us to continuously review the mechanisms of addressing them.
The Inspector General of Police, Usman Alkali, in his response, assured the Chief of Defense Staff of the full cooperation of the police and expressed optimism towards the return of the military to its statutory responsibilities.
The Nigerian Army or the Nigerian military can come to the assistance of the civil authority or the civil police, which I like to call national police, in terms of securing this country. So also the Nigeria Police also has mandate constitutionally and also in our own Police Act to even call upon to perform military duties. And therefore, I think we are sisters, brothers, and at the same time, we have the same father and mother. We really hope that there will be a time when we will have the military will really go back to its statutory responsibilities and ensure that other agencies that are in charge of safety and security of the nation also perform their duties without actually overstretching the military.
Sagir Ibrahim reporting for Trust TV.
Police operatives in Katsina have repelled an attack by terrorists at Marina Garanzaki, Kadege and Yeltsamia villages in Safana, Batsari, Kurfi and Musawa local government areas of the state. One terrorist was neutralized and 3 kidnapped female victims were rescued during the operation. 3 AK-47 rifles with 15 rounds of 7.62 mm live ammunition and 2 operational motorcycles of the terrorist were recovered. The police spokesman, SP Gambo Isa, who disclosed this in a statement on Thursday, assured that the police would continue to deal decisively with terrorists until they are all brought to book. The police have arrested a governorship aspirant of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, declared wanted by Governor Nyesom Wike of Rivers State. Governor Wike had asked the police to arrest Farah Dagogo, the lawmaker representing the Gema Boni Federal constituency in the House of Representatives, over activities related to cultism. The lawmaker was arrested by a team of police officers at about 6:30 p.m. on Thursday when he went on for his screening at the South-South Zonal Office of the PDP in Port Harcourt, the state capital. Journalists were, however, barred by the fully armed security operatives from covering the arrest of the governorship aspirant, who is a beneficiary of the federal government's amnesty granted to militants in the Niger Delta. There you go. Now, terrorists who abducted passengers of Abuja-Kaduna bound train last month have released a picture of a baby born by a woman in captivity. The woman was said to be 8 months pregnant at the time of the abduction. The picture of the baby, released Wednesday evening by terrorists suspected to be breakaway group of Boko Haram Ansaru, surfaced online. The captors had earlier in the week released the pictures of other captives. Zamfara State Government has arraigned the 2 deposed emirs at State Chief Magistrate Court presided by Justice Saadu Garba. The first and second class monarchs were arraigned on a 5-count charge bordering on criminal conspiracy, withholding of evidence, illegal possession of property and alliance with bandits. Counsels to the 2 emirs objected to the jurisdiction of the Chief Magistrate Court to entertain the case, citing Law Number 7 of Zamfara State 2019, which stipulates that all persons who proclaim Islamic faith cannot be tried at the Magistrate Court except the Sharia Court. The case was thereafter transferred to the Upper Sharia Court 1 Samarugusa, where the presiding judge, Justice Hadi Sani, listened to the application for bail by defense counsels. The presiding judge granted the 2 monarchs bail on health grounds, age since they have been in detention for about 10 to 11 months.
Public prosecution and the prosecutor of the court, he heard the charges and they were read to them. They, as usual, really normally they vehemently denied all the charges against them and they proclaimed their innocence. Thereupon we applied for their bail. We informed the court that they've been in detention for more than 10 weeks now, without being with their family, without being with the people who are dependent on them. And considering their age-wise and their health, we moved that application. Though the DPP objected to our application on some grounds, he really challenged the law under which we can, because we come under Section 201 sub 2 ABC of the Sharia, the President Sharia Criminal Procedure Code. He challenged that. However, the judge, in his own wisdom, agreed with us. He saw that having spent 10 months without being charged before any court, without their family, with their age and their health, he saw that really they should be protected. And he was convinced by our argument that none of them being an emir, like the emir of Ansar, he was appointed on July, on the 23rd of July 2000. He spent 22 years on the throne. The emir of July, later than that. There is no way they could jump in. There could no way they could leave their people. He is leading an emirate of more than 1.something million. There's no way he can leave his family of 30 something and leave his emirate. So the court agreed with us that really they should be there. So they even have the next action now, the case is adjourned to the 26th of May. Subject to the convenience of the court and all the council, we agreed that we should be on here so that we can start bringing their evidence. Clearly, everybody will know that their fundamental human rights has been infringed going by Chapter 4 of 1999 Constitution as amended. They have been detained without any court order for 10 good months. But whether we are going to challenge them or to ask for their own right, that is subject to our own negotiation with my legal team. We'll go and see the necessary action to take place.
You're watching Trust TV News Update. Coming up. How donkey business thrives in May Adua Market. Stay with us. Welcome back. If you are just joining us, this is Trust TV News Update. Our top stories. Bus truck collision kills 2, injures many in Lagos. Police arrest Rivers governorship aspirant declared wanted by Governor Wike over cultism-related activities. Still ahead, federal government has declared May 2nd and May 3rd as public holidays to mark the 2022 Workers' Day and Eid al-Fitr celebration, respectively. Minister of Interior Rauf Aregbesola announced the development in a statement issued on Thursday by Permanent Secretary, Minister of Interior Shuaib Balgouri. According to the statement, Aregbesola commended workers across the country for their hard work, diligence and sacrifice. He also advised workers to continue to support the present administration in its drive to rev up the vehicle of governance and make all the people of Nigeria derive maximum benefit from the nation. On the forthcoming Eid al-Fitr celebration, the minister extended his congratulations to Muslims for successfully completing the month of Ramadan. Vice President Yemi Osinbajo has reiterated his desire to serve the country as president if given the opportunity to do so. Osinbajo stated this when he visited the Asagba of Asaba, Professor Chike Edozien, in continuation of his consultations ahead of the 2023 presidential race. He said he can lead the nation because he has been exposed to various areas of governance in the last 7 years. On his part, the Asagba of Asaba, Professor Chike Edozien, said tackling insecurity should be paramount for the country to move forward.
For 7 years and a few months as vice president. And not just serving in that capacity, but on occasion also acting as president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It is, in my view, divine that God has enabled me to serve in this position and to be exposed to practically all of the hard work and complexities of the nation this size and a federation that has all of the different textures that ours has. It's a real problem. Every day you check up the newspapers, insecurity everywhere. We used to think it's the northern border, but now it's everywhere. Anambra State, Imo State, Delta State, everywhere. So this insecurity, we just have to deal with it if we want the country to move forward.
Some presidential aspirants under the platform of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, have taken their consultation to members of the National Working Committee of the party ahead of the presidential screening exercise scheduled for Friday, April 29, 2022 in Abuja. The chairman of the NWC, Iyorchia Ayu, assured aspirants of transparency, level playing ground, as well as support that is in line with the tradition of the party. Trust TV's Aisha Saliu has more.
Ahead of the People's Democratic Party's National Convention, chairman and members of the National Working Committee welcome the party's presidential aspirants at the Wadata House, the National Secretariat of the People's Democratic Party in Abuja. The screening of aspirants is one critical part of activities leading up the nomination of flag bearers for the party. The presidential aspirants understand this. Hence, they are leaving no stone unturned in their quest to claim the presidential ticket for the party. They have come to consult the National Working Committee of the party, which will midwife the process leading to the emergence of the presidential flag bearer. Former Vice President Atiku Abubakar is not new to the intrigues of this process. He reiterated the agenda in his declaration speech and urged the chairman and members of the National Working Committee to deploy the best leadership skills in order for the best candidate to emerge.
After you have achieved unity and you have achieved peace, the next is to deal with the economy. And you know, Mr. Chairman, and very many of your colleagues here on the National Working Committee know that when we came into office in 1999, we actually met a similar situation like we have today. Nigeria was indebted, we had no foreign reserves, our economy was in shambles. Mr. Chairman, and very many of you here who are in that government know that by the time we left Nigeria in the most healthiest economic position.
Meanwhile, the first and only female aspirant of the party at the moment, Tarioba Oliver, harped on the need to harness opportunities in security, electricity and technological advancement for benefit of the electorates.
It's an opportunity for women to go get their PVC, stand by your vote, and your vote this time around is going to count. So
the chairman, Iyorchia Ayu, responding on behalf of the National Working Committee, noted that building internal democracy has been at the forefront of the party since its inception 24 years ago, and assured the aspirants of neutrality in the process to ensure that the party puts her best foot forward.
You have to market yourself, you have to work hard. This National Working Committee, for now, will remain an umpire. We are not going to take sides with any particular candidate, but we love you all.
With the submissions of some of the presidential aspirants of the People's Democratic Party at the Wadata House, the also contributions of the chairman and members of the National Working Committee of the party is ensuring that come 2023 presidential election, the party is going to be gender inclusive, where all genders will have equal right to contest, and whoever emerges the winner at the primaries, the party is giving its full support to that particular candidate for the presidential election. Aisha Salihu, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Now, in what seems like a family and friends affair, associates of political aspirants are the ones allegedly raising funds to pick candidates of their choice. 50 million naira was contributed on Thursday to enable former Commissioner of Information in Plateau State, Patrick Dakum, join the contest for the seat of governor. Trust TV Shafiu Suleiman reports.
Crowdfunding has become an alternative to enable aspirants raise fees for nomination and expression of interest forms of political parties. These crowdfunders, for instance, say they are tasking themselves to raise money for what they call the Plateau People's Project.
A lot of people contributed. Even the ordinary farmer in the village made his own little contribution. And his friends, which cut across this country, these walks of life, made their own contribution. And therefore, more than 200 people were able to put in this 50 million to pick the form for their own Dr. Patrick Sunday Dakum.
It is not easy to come 50 million. They come out 50 million easy. And other agents that the same result, they will go to their side. What will provide that results.
Overwhelmed by the gesture, Dr. Dakum expressed appreciation to the mobilizers for the crowdfunding that has secured the APC governorship forms. He is promising not to let them down in the quest for a peaceful, secure and prosperous plateau.
I was shocked when I was shown the list in hundreds of people that have given contributions from 1,500 naira to 5 million. Those have been the range of people that have made their contributions. From people who have and people who seem not to have anything but have decided that this is a plateau cause, this is a plateau project, and they do not want plateau to miss one of the best. And because of all of this, I have decided that I will avail myself to God to be used in this position if God sees that this is what he wants for Plateau and what he wants for people.
An associate professor and a two-time commissioner in Plateau, Dakum is confident that he is the people's favorite who would help the APC retain its grip of the political structures in the state. Shafiu Suleiman, Trust TV News, Abuja.
Mayado International Border Market serves as an exchange point between Nigeria and Niger Republic and is one of the biggest livestock markets in northwestern Nigeria today. The market is a Sunday affair which facilitates the trade of huge volume of cattle, sheep, goats, donkeys, horses and camels, mostly from Niger Republic. On the side, there is also a bustling trade of assorted grains such as maize, millet, sorghum and soybeans. Abdullahi Yamadi visited the donkey section of the market and tells us more.
The hustle begins as early as 7 a.m. every Sunday, where families and merchants assemble donkeys for prospective buyers. On a typical market day like this, 3 years ago, 4,000 to 5,000 donkeys would be on sale. These days, only a little over 400 donkeys are brought for sale. Several factors account for this. For one, the decision to allow forces of demand and supply to determine the value of the naira has grossly affected the spending value of the Nigerian currency. On the other hand, the ban on Chinese merchants from the business has led to a drastic fall in volume of donkeys traded.
So kaga ko dole duk abin da ba
the high cost of donkeys we're experiencing now is as a result of border closure. You see, we're importing these donkeys from the Niger Republic. Most of these animals we are seeing, donkeys, camels, horses are being imported from Niger Republic. That's why we are experiencing this high cost of donkeys. And we hope this border will be opened.
So kaga ta yi tasiri wajen tsadar rayuwa.
The dealers here allay fears of possible extinction of donkeys if the Chinese merchants are allowed to trade directly in it. The size of the donkey business is also decreasing because of the increasing spate of insecurity which has forced many merchants from other parts of Nigeria such as Ebonyi, Enugu and Delta states out of the market. Merchants from the eastern part of Nigeria buy donkeys mainly for consumption and sell the skin to Chinese merchants, while others buy it for transportation on other utilities. The longest serving donkeys trader in this part of the country, and if you give me 10 million naira now, I will put it into this business because there's nothing I have not gotten in this business. I bought houses, I bought farms, I married wives, and I have done everything. I have sponsored my children to tertiary institutions of learning. Prices of donkeys here vary depending on the breed and the size. For instance, the list price is 70,000 naira, while the highest is between 100 to 150,000 naira. These children and the animals feed dealers make a brisk business from the sale of water and feeds. Once it is 4 p.m., people start assembling the donkeys inside these trailers for onward transportation to the southeastern part of Nigeria. The business employs hundreds of people. That is why government is required to protect investment of both donkeys traders and dealers in the sector. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
And on the foreign scene, Ukrainian officials say Russian forces intensify their assault Friday in southern and eastern Donbas region, a day after strikes in the heart of Kiev during a visit of UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres wounded at least 10 people. Ukraine says it hopes to evacuate civilians holed up along with Ukrainian fighters in the Azovstal steel plant in the besieged city of Mariupol. According to the Mariupol City Council, around 100,000 residents across the city are in mortal danger due to the Russian shelling and unsanitary conditions, adding that the city is also suffering a catastrophic shortage of drinking water and food. And in sports, Dutch cyclist Amy Pieters has regained consciousness and can communicate slightly non-verbally 4 months after a crash in training. Pieters suffered severe brain damage after falling during training camp in Alicante in December. After undergoing surgery, she was put into an induced coma and transferred to a Netherlands hospital in January. In a statement, her team said Pieters' condition had changed, but her long-term outlook remains unknown. Alongside Kirsten Wild, Pieters had become the Madison World Champion for a third consecutive year and also won Stage 2 of the Women's Tour in 2021. She also won the Dutch National Road Race and Nokere-Koerse in Belgium last year. And that's it on News Updates. Do not forget to follow us across all our social media platforms. I'm Zainab Bella. Thanks for your time and company.